This week, your teacher to do this assignment. The assignment is in the folder marked week 9, June 1st through 3rd. Inside that folder, go to the assignment that says read and respond week 9. So first of all, you need to read this book, Deep in the Ocean. If you click there in the assignment, you can read it. I will be reading it to you next. After you're done reading, you have to decide, would you want to be an oceanographer when you grow up? Why or why not? They want you to write a paragraph using details from the text to support your answer. Submit answers in the upper right-hand corner where it says Submit Assignments. So let's get started. First, you're going to watch a video about a lady whose job is she's an oceanographer. So learn a little bit about what that job's about, and then we'll continue.
When I found out that you could measure the shape of the seafloor from satellites rotating around the Earth, it just completely blew my mind. My name is Katie Croft Bell, and I'm an ocean explorer. I use deep-sea robotic vehicles to explore really anything that lies beneath the sea. So that could range from deep-sea shipwrecks to underwater volcanoes to very deep-sea ecosystems. We have an exploration vessel called Nautilus, and Nautilus is equipped with 2 deep-sea robotic vehicles. These are robots that can go down to 13,000 feet beneath the sea to explore the seafloor, or really anything that's down there. They have high-definition cameras, all sorts of sensors to measure different properties of the water. We can also collect samples, so potentially rock samples or deep-sea organisms, or even excavate archaeological sites, so being able to pick up artifacts for further study. Recordings, the measurements, and the video get sent up to the ship via a fiber optic cable, and we have a team on board who's on the ship operating the vehicles and directing the science so that we can share what we're doing out at sea live from the ocean floor. So anybody in the world, from a PhD level scientist down to a kindergartner, can participate in our expeditions live. One of the hardest things about oceanography is making maps of the seafloor. We have maps of Mars that are 100 to 1,000 times better than we have maps of the seafloor. With Mars, you're looking through the air, so it's very easy to measure. The bottom of the ocean is very, very difficult because you have all this water in the way. And you really have to get a ship out there to get a much better sense of what is going on underwater. It takes a very long time. You can only cruise at about 10 miles an hour, and the ocean is very, very big. So it would take 10 ships, 10 years to map the whole world's ocean. So it's really important for us to get out there and create these maps and explore so we really have a good understanding of their scale, their activity, and how they might impact both the Earth and the people living on it.
Okay, there's just a few words you need to learn that are in the book. The first one is oceanographer. Oceanographer is a person who studies the ocean. Deep is when there's a lot of water. Shallow is when it's not deep. It's just not a lot of water. Deep water, shallow water. Okay, here's the story. Deep in the Ocean by Natalie Rompella. Table of contents. Deep underwater, page 4. Diving deep in the ocean, page 7. Oceanographers, page 8. Using satellites for tracking, page 9. Counting the sea animals, page 10. The census of marine life, page 11. Living in hot and cold water, page 12. What did we learn? Page 14. Glossary, page 16. Deep underwater. Imagine a trip to the deepest part of the ocean. What would you expect to see? Would it be dark or light? Would it be warm or cold? Would you find strange new animals and plants? The small deep ocean sea pig roams the ocean floor, often in herds, eating tiny sea animals and microbes that live in the mud. Sunlight warms the surface or shallow parts of the ocean. Plants and animals that need sunlight and warm water live there. Deep in the ocean, other animals live in water that is cold and dark. The warm, shallow waters of tide pools are home to the species of starfish, anemones, mussels, and tiny crabs. Ocean zones. Sunlit zone, 200 meters or 656 feet, starfish, dolphin, tiger, shark. Twilight zone, 200 meters to 1,000 meters, 656 feet to 3,281 feet. Elephant, seal, sperm whale. 1,000 to 4,000 meters is the deep ocean. 3,281 feet to 13,124 feet. Gulper eel, viper fish, deep sea skate. Diving deep in the ocean. The deep ocean is freezing cold. The weight or water pressure of very deep water can harm you. Sport divers wear air tanks for safety. Deep divers wear a special diving suit. Scientists ride in a small submarine called a submersible. In feet, swimmer, sport diver, diving suit, submersible craft. Oceanographers. Scientists who study the ocean are called oceanographers. They often live for months on a ship. Some study what a sea animal eats and where it lives. Using satellites for tracking. Satellites can help to track sea animals' travels. Scientists tag some animals. A satellite can track the signal from the tag. The signal shows where the animal goes. Satellite, tag. Counting the sea animals. What animals live in the ocean? Where do they live? How many are there? Oceanographers studied and counted animals for 10 years to find out. The surprising report is called the Census of Marine Life. Lionfish or turkeyfish swim along coral sea fans off the Solomon Islands. Their long, feathery spines can sting any predator that comes too close. Native to the South Pacific, lionfish were first spotted in United States waters in 2000. The Census of Marine Life. The first surprise was where things lived. Everywhere. Marine species lived in the hottest and coldest places. Some species lived in deep places without light or oxygen. The leafy sea dragon blends in with the plants of its surroundings. Its eyes move independently of each other so it can look in 2 directions at once. The male sea dragon carries the eggs for the female and gives birth. Living in hot and cold water. The very cold deep ocean zone has hot volcanoes in it. The water temperature at a volcano can be 400 degrees Celsius or 752 degrees Fahrenheit. Some species of shrimp, crabs, worms, and bacteria live in this very hot water. Huge groups of Arctic sea life were also found living in freezing water. Some species of squid, cod, and jellyfish live under solid ice that is 700 meters or 2,296 feet thick. The Antarctic ice fish has no red blood cells. Its thinner blood contains a type of antifreeze that allows it to survive in the frigid waters beneath ice that would freeze the blood of most fish. What did we learn? The marine census counted over 230,000 species. Over 6,000 new species had never been seen before. Some creatures were see-through. Some had warning lights that turned on and off. Others had long feelers instead of eyes. Maine. The big-eyed Atlantic gonate squid lives in the cold, deep waters of the northern Atlantic Ocean. Inset. The flapjack octopus is sometimes called Dumbo for its resemblance to the elephant cartoon character. The flapjack has webbing between its tentacles. What else lives in the deep ocean? Scientists keep finding new species and new facts. They think that only 1/4 of all marine life has been counted, so there are many more surprises to come. Explore more. To learn more about the Census of Marine Life, A Decade of Discovery, go to its website at www.coml.org. Glossary. Marine, or of relating to the sea. Oceanographers, scientists who study the ocean and everything in it. Species, groups of living things that are physically similar and can reproduce. Submersible, a small vessel that can operate underwater, especially at deep levels. Tag, to put a label on an object to tell something about the object, such as who owns it or where it belongs. Water pressure, the force that water puts on an object. Now you can go and do your assignment for your teacher. Here are some sentences you can use. Yes, I would like to be an oceanographer because... No, I would not like to be an oceanographer because... Remember, an oceanographer is somebody who studies the ocean. Okay, don't forget, this is what the assignment looks like. You need to push Submit Assignment. Click Create. Right here, you're going to type your sentences, why you want to be an oceanographer or why you don't want to be an oceanographer. Then click Submit right here.